Hey guys, it's me, Made Up Jen, and it's my best friend Patty.
Hi, nice to meet you.
We're actually driving when we filmed this. Right now we're completely at a halt. We're parked in downtown. We're pretty much talking to you guys about life experience and these type of chit chats. I'm gonna try to implement them more into my actual channel. If we spend more time together.
Yes, we will.
Here we go.
My ex texted me, sent me a picture of us kissing.
But I was telling her, sorry if the camera's very unstable, guys. It's on the thing. But I was telling her that a long time ago, I told her sometimes you have to accept an apology you never actually got because it helps you move on. Like, it's part of growing up.
I don't even need that apology. I don't even feel like I thought somehow in my head I was gonna put it like, yeah, I'm gonna forgive in my head. But like for reals, it's turned just towards me. Like I told myself, like, I'm sorry I put you through that. You're not worthy of that. Like you're so important. Because I don't even need him at this point. I don't need his apology. I don't need to think he gave me an apology. To me, it's like I turned back and I looked at myself. I was like, I owe you the apology for putting you through that because you're worth so much more. Like you pull me through every day.
You need to apologize to yourself.
Yes. So like now we love us. I love her too. But I love me. I love who I am now. I love how life is bringing me the things that should have been around. A lot of things change when you really start loving yourself. Once you give yourself that opportunity, it's a lot different. There's many things that are gonna cross your path and they're gonna become like a lot better. Just your own energy. You're gonna feel happy within yourself, and then you're gonna surround yourself with that love. And the people that love you and care about you, they're gonna be there and they're gonna be important and they're always gonna love you. You know, that's what's important.
But sometimes it takes people a while.
Yeah.
Like I can honestly tell you, just like I tell Patty when it's our birthdays, I always tell her, think back to this year, this time last year, how different was your life? Like how much more different was it? And then you kind of think, what do you want to change about it from last year than this year? And it took her a while, but she's here.
Happy, excited about life. Anxiety has gone down. Gym life is the
You always think at that moment that it's never gonna happen for you, right? And I was talking to my old friend, and she said that I was much more stronger than her for me moving on from my last boyfriend. And I told her, well, at some point you kind of just stop, like caring, like the cheating, the lying,
it's so stressful.
Like you're like going through his likes, you're seeing who's liking his pictures, you're seeing what he's liking, like you're driving yourself crazy because you think he might be cheating with whichever girl is liking their posts. Like
you shouldn't even be like that in the first place. You shouldn't have to worry about stuff.
Like imagine how crazy we're driving each other because of that. You know what? I'm glad that you decided to finally move on from this. You know, as the person out, you know, the friend who's there and sees it, and you just like disappeared when you were with him. Like it was kind of like
hurt.
I'm glad that you finally came out of it.
Yeah.
Like that's the one thing about being friends with someone for so long. Like you see the bad, you see the good, and you hope that it stays good towards the end.
Yeah.
So like when you completely disappeared. Like you said deuces. I did not. 2 years, bro.
I know.
And
that was bad. I like made him like the focus of like everything.
Yes. Have you seen this show called Dolphins?
Yes.
There's this show on Hulu. It's weird, but you kind of just have to like give it a chance kind of deal. But this girl, boyfriend of like 5 years, just like dumped her like out of the blue, and she was like, what? But she gave her whole life. Like she said deuces to her friends. So when it shows like this part where you go on a bus, like after a breakup, you go on a bus and there's this crazy cat lady who literally has a cat head, is talking to you, and it gives you this what happens after a breakup for a girl. Like some girls rebound, and as soon as they go back, the bus is leaving and you're kind of regretting it.
Yeah.
And then it leaves you finally at the last stop, which is honestly it's Union Station for anyone who's seen that show?
Yes.
That's Union Station. She finds out that none of her friends who used to be her friends before her relationship are really her friends for anymore. They gave up on her because she never came around. She stopped caring about them and just gave up her whole life for him. And for what? He ended up breaking up with her anyway. And he moved on faster than her also. So that just kind of shows you where his mindset was at and where her mindset was at.
Yeah.
And she had to go beg to like her main best friend to like take her back.
I'd rather beg a best friend than beg a they're not begging.
But here's the thing, you say that now, but a couple of months ago or a couple of weeks ago, you were in a different mindset. So this is what I'm talking about. It's all about growth here, guys.
And being honest. Friendship is all about honesty too. Like, we're very good at it. We know each other enough to know when we gotta like shut up because we're not ready. But also like, we know when even we don't want to hear it, we gotta be like, no, you're gonna hear it because I love you. You know, you can't be closed off to your friends when they tell you something that upsets you. They're your friends. They're not telling you to upset you. And if you have friends who tell you stuff just to upset you, like, deuces, you need new friends. You know?
But it depends also because it depends how you say it. It depends how
it's
you
not what you say, it's how you
to
say
your
it.
friend, because it's just the way you say it.
Yeah.
Like, I feel that your boyfriend is making you a different person, or I feel that you disappeared on me because you got a boyfriend. Like, don't be that person. Don't disappear in your relationship. Don't get me wrong, your relationship is just as important, but so are your friends,
and so are you. There's you, your friends, and whoever your partner is. Like, there always has to be a balance. Like, my mom always made my dad, and I don't blame my mom. I love my mom. You know, she's a very hard worker. She loves us, but you know, she made my dad kind of everything. Like, you know, no matter what he did,
center of her life.
But no matter what he did, how bad it got, she was always there. And you know, yes, you're supposed to be there for your partner, but sometimes you gotta really like back up because you don't see the damage that you're doing like to whoever's around and to your own self. Like, you always gotta have that, put yourself first, like self-love. And I'm not saying that you're gonna love your kids less or you're gonna love your family less, you know, but all I'm saying is that you really gotta take care of you and fill up your glass to overflow into everybody else's glasses. Because that's always important. How are you gonna give out? And a lot of people say like, you know, just because I don't know myself doesn't mean I can't love somebody else. Like, no, I'm not saying you can't love somebody else, but I'm saying that it's gonna take a lot of energy and away from you, and you're not gonna pay attention to yourself and take care of you if you keep taking care of everybody else.
You know what? I'm gonna say yes, girl. Yes, I love the growth. I can't believe we're having this conversation right now because a lot of you guys obviously don't know, but me and Patty have been friends since like 2012, maybe. I'm 5 years older than her, so obviously I've experienced life already, and I'm like the older sister who already experienced this type. So she will come to me and tell me, and I'll give her advice, and she's just like me when I was her age, like stubborn. Like, it went in one ear, out the other. I understand that, you know, she's not gonna listen to me, but I could always tell her, told you so.
Yeah, it's true.
Because sometimes as a girl, we're very stubborn. You tell us we can't do it, and we're like, nah, do it.
Like, let me show you. Like, I think the way we grew up, we're very like determined in some sense. Like, no,
it's our competitive side.
Yeah,
I think that's
athletes at heart.
I'm just glad that you're finally moving on. Just remember, give yourself time. Like, I know that you're saying like deuces to sister or whatever, but don't just like jump into another relationship. No. Like, there's no point in jumping into a whole other relationship. Because we were just talking, and I felt like we needed to record to have to like get through to other people, because sometimes we're very stubborn. And we need to make sure that you have someone always there who's going to help you out. Don't be afraid. Obviously, there's people who have malintenciones.
Yes.
They, what's the word for
bad
that?
intentions.
They have bad intentions. We've all had a friend who we thought was our friend, and they were not our friend. Like,
and they backstabbed us and treated us like they deserve the worst, but we're all about good energies, and we're not gonna send them that way.
But for example, like, I had a friend. We were friends since like freshman year of high school up until like maybe I was like 24. That's a long time.
Yeah.
But I already met her. I already had met her since middle school, and there was this thing where, I'm not gonna lie, I lied to her, and I went out with her boyfriend and all our friends, because I kid you not, we would go out and she would go to work all day, and it would be 11, and she would leave the club and leave us there, and she'll be like, oh, I'll be in the car when you guys are done. She'd be knocked out in the car, bro. Her boyfriend made a move on me and I didn't know how to react. It was really weird. We kissed and I was drunk, and he kind of like tried to take advantage of me when on the way for him to drop me off at the house. And I felt responsible because I went out with him without her, and I lied to her about it. I lied. I told her that I went bowling because I didn't want her to feel bad that I wanted to go out partying and she's just so exhausted. Well, point being, he kissed me. He took advantage, kind of. We didn't have sex. But the next day, they show up. He shows up. Damn, Jen, you drunk? Like we never hung out the night before. So she came to pick up her stuff because she was moving out with him. I should have just told her where she moved with him. Right? I'm gonna take full responsibility of being a friend at that moment. I came to LA and he did me the favor to drive me all the way back to Northridge. He dropped me off at CSUN at my dorms, and he gave me a teddy bear for Valentine's Day. And that car with us. You know, when that happened, I started feeling really guilty because then he started texting me, telling me that I kissed good, and I was just like, bro, like I stopped replying to his text messages. It started feeling like,
how do you even approach that? And then that stress was, obviously you don't want to hurt her.
Yes.
You know?
And she was supposed to be like my best friend at the time. Yeah. Like we're sisters. Like she moved to Georgia, still talk, and then she moved back to LA and she moved in with me, you know, like, so you kind of feel responsible and you kind of feel bad. And
before anybody tries to bash anything, we've all had experiences that we're not proud of. Yes. So like, don't be downing anybody, you know, and everybody's not the same person they were before. There's growth, you know, you growth with experiences, and growth comes with pains, and sometimes pains means you gotta cut people off. You gotta admit to some of the shit you've done that you don't want to, because obviously you didn't do it with that intention of hurting anybody. I don't think necessarily anybody does and goes out with the intention, but people that are malicious, there are people out there that do it, but that's because they really just envy you and the energy that you carry. I'm very good about energies. And like, you know, the positivity they carry, that it's like envidiosos, like they want that so bad and they don't want to see you have it, that yeah, they want to see your friends, but they come at you and, you know, they bash you and shit.
And obviously this was like in 2008, not the same person, and so I'm obviously a much more better friend now. I understand what I did wrong, and I accept that I did something wrong. Mm-hmm. It's not like I'm still in denial and said no. Like I went out with her boyfriend, mm-hmm. and we hung out, and and I thought because it was all friends, like he wasn't gonna make a move on me. And then they kept giving me adioses. And then I blacked out, and the next thing I wake up and I'm in the car passed out, like, and it's only me and him in the car. Like, that was so weird. I finally fessed up, and I told her, you know, he's doing this and this and that, like, this happened, and I'm so sorry. And I didn't even like text her. I made her go to San. I told her straight up, face to face, because I didn't want to be the person who just did it over the phone. I was going to be straight up upfront with you, and you were going to believe me, because
you have the balls to. We gotta have the balls to admit when you're wrong.
So I straight out told her, and she had this look on her face, and honestly, I'll never forget that look, because that was a day where I knew that I felt as a friend. Like, that's when I understood that what I did was wrong, and my so like innocent like act just wasn't innocent. Like, it was malicious. I didn't want her boyfriend, first of all, but at the same time, like, I should have known better.
So we're young, we're naive, and you don't. When I feel like people always come out to judge, but it's like you really don't know till you're put in that situation how you're gonna react. You know, it's hard because yeah, you're like, yeah, I would never do this and that, but then when you're stuck there, you kind of get like stuck, and you're like, well, like, what's going on? Like, everything happens so fast. And, you know, and I'm not excusing her, you know, I'm not trying to be biased, but it's true. I've been in situations like, oh, that would never happen to me. I would never put myself in that situation. And then sometimes shit happen, and you end up in situations that you shouldn't have ended up in the first place, you know. But sometimes it's because you're having a hard time mentally, and you're saying everything, you gotta go. And then when you come to terms with yourself, like, no, like, what the going on, and you click back, you think about all those you are essentially like really regretful and you feel bad. But that's when you really gotta fess up. And she had the balls to do that, to come up and be like, you know what, I did this face to face. Not a lot of people do that. People would just and like be on the phone. I'm like, yes, it's ballsy to confess, but really being like upfront, like straight up, like
well,
that,
I feel like that's the least you deserve.
Yeah.
You get me? And then, but this is where it kind of got like. So obviously, I understood me telling her that I was gonna lose her as a friend. I knew this already because I would rather tell her and us not be friends than for me and her to be friends and stay with that piece of shit. Like, but that's what ended up happening. She stopped talking to me. She said deuces, and she married the guy. She married the guy, and then the guy cheated on her. Okay. She caught him getting a blowjob by a girl in their own home, in the restroom.
In the restroom? That's weird.
Yes, and we stopped being friends, and then we became friends again. Like months later, weeks later. Actually, I think it was like years later. I think it was like a year or two later. And then I had a different boyfriend at the time. And then we had another crazy scenario thing happen. And then we stopped being friends again. And just recently she talked to me. And it was crazy because I was just telling her that when I was talking to her, like, it felt like we were friends all over again. It felt like all that time didn't pass by and we were just catching up.
There's a word for that in like Chinese or some, sorry if I'm not wrong, but it's called zheng. It means that your lives are still gonna be tied together and you're basically gonna have love for each other, but it's not in the sense of like, I'm gonna be super close to you, but you're always gonna feel that connection with.
But, you know, this is just a little side conversation we were having. I hope you guys enjoy our little chit chat.
Yeah.
If you guys do want more of these type of chit chats, we will more than gladly talk life lessons.
Yes.
Sometimes you need some good vibes, guys. Like, you need the positivity. You need to hear someone struggle in order for you to understand what you're going through, because you're probably going through the same thing and you're kind of like, what am I doing wrong? Yeah. Sometimes if I were to ask her or she were to ask me for her opinion, I could tell her, but it will take for her to tell a random stranger and for the stranger to tell her the same thing I just told her, for her to understand and for her to finally do it. Sometimes you need someone random to tell you what you already heard.
Because in a stranger, they're not going to be biased in any way.
Yes, because they don't know you.
Exactly.
They don't know you. Exactly. So sometimes you need to hear from strangers because we already went through it. Yeah. She's evolving right here.
Yes.
I'm already like past that. Like I'm in a more growth stage. Obviously, I'm getting married. I've gone through a couple of scenarios.
She's breaking up with me.
And I'm not. Just thought we'd give a little bit of advice. Experiences from two different peoples. Understand what we've gone through. And two different like
positions in life, you know, like age-wise and like just different things going on. So I think like you get like two different perspectives at once.
Yes.
You know?
Like I said, if you guys like these type of videos, please let me know. Like this video. If you did like it, don't forget to subscribe.
And thank you.
Deuces.
A white boy, or he looks like a white boy? He looks like a white boy.
We're gonna pass him back if we park right here. He was cute, huh?
Yeah, little baby thing.
Oh,
but that's red.
But why is that's so confusing? By the way, we're in downtown. We're in the look, it's green.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, don't hit me, car. We're gonna have problems. We're in downtown. We're going shopping for dresses.
Yes.
For bridesmaids.
She's getting married.
Yes.